Hi, welcome to Chanakya, where you get the right guidance at the right time. We have a situation from Ram, one which has often been encountered by project managers. Let's explore this with our experts, SK and Ananth. Ram has recently been promoted to the project manager role and will be leading a new team that has his erstwhile peers. While Ram is excited, he is feeling quite anxious about how he will cope with this situation. He has been friendly with many of them and has always maintained a very cordial and informal relationship. His anxiety is, how will the new team members, especially my peers, respond to me taking the role of their manager? Will they do what I ask them to do? How can I give them feedback without hurting them? Hi SK and Ananth. Thanks for joining the session. Any thoughts, SK?
Yeah, probably I'll go first if it is okay. Sure. So Ram first could hold a meeting for his team with his manager to explain why the change is happening and assure the senior members that there will not be any dilution of responsibilities. And also he can delegate some of the responsibilities to senior members, especially the change initiatives, so that he need not drive everything on his own. And also the senior members feel the importance in the team. And he had to set the clear expectations with them. What is expected of them, what is output, that will make things relatively easier between them. And also he should not feel delicate or obligated when he had to demand results. So basically he had to understand that new role, he had to take a participative approach in his role than thinking about positional authority.
Thanks SK. Any thoughts on what Ram's manager could do?
Yeah, certainly. I think firstly Ram's manager could recognize potential problems and then brief Ram about it. That's one thing he could do. Second is the critical old timers. His manager could have a chat with them, sit down, listen to them, give his perspective as well. Mm-hmm. So some of their concerns are at least heard. Mm-hmm. And thirdly, Ram's manager could play the role of a coach for Ram in terms of guiding him how to go with that role and specifically how to work with those erstwhile peers. Mm-hmm. I think if Ram's manager guides him in some of those ways, I think it'll reduce the anxiety for Ram and help him ease into that situation.
Yeah, if Ram's manager plays the role of the coach, that's a big bonus. Basically, Ram should understand that there will be a change in the way things are happening. So he should understand that he should let things happen naturally and
not expect manager to come and
not expect someone to come and do it. If he starts doing that, that will be helpful.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
So I also believe that he needs to kind of separate the personal and professional things,
that's
isn't it?
perfect.
So that's an important thing for Ram to do in this situation, right?
Yeah.
But it's a very subtle thing, right? I mean, I've always wondered how people do that. It requires a lot of self-awareness, maturity on the part of the PM. Any thoughts, Ananth?
Yeah, I can relate to that, JV. Based on even my own experience. Often, I think the managers like Ram feel anxious with working with their erstwhile peers, and their discomfort is often caused by this, what I would call a perceived hierarchy. There's a sense of I'm one up on you. It may not be very obvious, but inside they have that one-upmanship, and I think that's what causes the discomfort. If they can see the role as just a role, and look at what they need to do in terms of managing and coordinating work, I think there's less of a room for discomfort, right? And if the person is junior or senior, if they work with them, respect them, they won't have any problems. There are a few questions that Ram could ask himself. First is his discomfort with all the people, or is it discomfort only with select people? And if he has discomfort, what exactly is discomfort, right? Then he could also give some thought to, if he were for starters, is this discomfort coming from something that happened, or is it based on some projection of what happened in the future, in the past with his erstwhile peers? Finally, he could ask himself one question: if the roles were reversed, let's say he was having to report to his erstwhile peers, how would he feel? Would he still be uncomfortable? If the answer is no to that question, why should he suspect anything?
He doesn't need to fear.
He doesn't need to fear, yeah. So I think essentially, a lot of, if he's able to introspect with some of these questions, I think a lot of fears will go away and, it'll be completely unwarranted.
Yeah. Oh, that's an amazing insight, Ananth. Now, as they often say, fear is false evidence appearing real, right? As I was listening to you, a question popped up in my mind. Is it possible that Ram feels that a peer of his is actually more deserving than him in this role?
Yeah, I'm just remembering some of my experiences here as well. I think it's okay, because to me what that means is Ram has a healthy respect for his team members, right? And that's a good thing. If you're going to have a team and get things done, you would rather have a team that you respect, right? And in any case, it was not his call; it was his management's call, right, as to who's more deserving, and they bring their perspective to it. On the other hand, if the situation could be slightly different, it is perfectly possible for one of Ram's erstwhile peers to feel they are more deserving than Ram, or at least as deserving, right? And given that they are friends, they might have even mentioned it, over a smoke or over lunch or whatever, right? Informally. And but then what can Ram do about it? There's really nothing that he can do about that part of it.
Except to respect his peers.
Except to respect them managerially and technically. Continue to respect that. I think that's all. I think that's all his team would expect from him.
Treating people with respect. That's really what the team expects them to. So, SK, what's the bottom line?
Yeah, basically he should first accept, understand and set the expectations, and also he should respect people for their role, what they are playing, and then for their seniority, and he should accept the fact that there will be a subtle shift in the relationship, and go on naturally. Things will fall in place.
If you do that, the fears will kind of
go
away.
and
That's an interesting. You take action and fears kind of go away.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks, SK and Ananth. Wonderful insights. I'm sure our project managers like Ram will find these experiential insights very useful. Thank you for joining us.